What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Blank Online here today to chat with you more about some Black Ops Cold War. But before we get any further in this video, 97% of you guys watching the video right now are not subscribed to the channel. So if you haven't done so yet, make sure you click that subscribe button to be kept up to date on everything to do with Black Ops Cold War, Warzone Season 6 and more. Without further ado, let's get into the video. The alpha for Black Ops Cold War has come and gone. Our weekend away with the latest Call of Duty has come to a close, and I guess I wanted to make this video to sort of gather my final thoughts on the alpha as a whole and chat with you guys about what we can expect moving forward into the beta on October the 8th and to the full release of the game on November the 13th. One thing I want to stress before I get any further in this video is that it's an alpha. And I think that people are looking at this game and judging this game too critically without realizing that it's an alpha. Yes, this alpha build gave us a tease of what we can expect for the beta and the final release. Yes, the alpha build has many elements that the final game will have, but keep in mind that this alpha was created and this alpha was given to us so that we can try it out, test it, see where the problems are so that Treyarch can go away and fix those issues for not only the beta but for the final release of the game as well. Treyarch tried a lot of things here in the alpha, for example buffing sniper rifles to the point where they were so infuriating yet so fun to play with. I find myself raging so hard at sniper rifles on maps like Satellite and Miami, but also wrecking with the sniper rifles as well and having a lot of fun using them. So I think that them purposely buffing sniper rifles just to have a gauge of where it is gave the community and as well as Treyarch a sort of consensus as to how sniper rifles should be and how they should behave here in this game. So that's what the alpha is for. The alpha is all about doing things and trying things and finding things that are broken, exploited, guns that are unbalanced, all that sort of stuff. For example, like the AK-74U and the snipers, finding those little things and then going away and fixing those things. That's what the alpha and the beta is for. So let's not judge Black Ops Cold War based off of an alpha. Let's not make a definitive final opinion on the game because, again, it's an alpha. One thing I will say in terms of like a definitive conclusion type of thing is that I'm having a lot more fun in Black Ops Cold War than I was having in the Modern Warfare beta. We can't really compare the Modern Warfare alpha to the Black Ops Cold War alpha because they were played on two separate game modes, but we can compare the beta of Modern Warfare to the alpha of Black Ops Cold War, and I'm having a lot more fun in it. When I was playing the Modern Warfare 2019 beta, I found myself, while obviously for a period of time having fun because it's a new Call of Duty, I didn't have that drive to keep playing. I didn't have that itch when I'm not playing the game to play the game. And that's what I got from playing the Black Ops Cold War Alpha. I just got an itch to play the game. And I don't know if it's maybe just because it's a new Call of Duty and I'm very excited that it's a new Call of Duty. In that same sort of mindset, I didn't get that from Modern Warfare 2019, so just purely based on that, I think we're going to have a good year. I think that Black Ops Cold War is a really fun Call of Duty game to play. It's a lot more fast-paced than Modern Warfare 2019. There's no doors, there's no safe spaces, skill-based matchmaking is still there and it's still a factor, and we'll get on to more of that in just a second here, but overall, I'm having a lot of fun here on Black Ops Cold War. And it's not without its faults. The alpha is not without its faults whatsoever. So I'm going to go through some of the negatives that I found here for the alpha, and then we'll get into some positives and then some final thoughts at the end of the video. Starting off with the first negative, which is skill-based matchmaking, obviously. I'm not going to go too in-depth on skill-based matchmaking because I made an entire video talking about it, and it's, I guess, negative connotations on the game overall. So I won't go too deep into it. It's definitely there. It's there to the point where skill-based matchmaking is noticeable for, I guess, the majority of people. I think that most people realize that it's a somewhat factor in the matchmaking, and that coupled in with team skill-based matchmaking as well, both sort of matchmaking, I guess, algorithms are in the game, so players noticed it. And it's whether or not Treyarch is going to dial that skill-based matchmaking dial up to 100 for the beta or the final game. We're going to have to wait and see how they sort of fine-tune the skill-based matchmaking algorithm to best suit what they need to do and what's best for the community as well. Because that's the biggest thing out of the whole alpha weekend. The biggest thing to come out of it was the fact that skill-based matchmaking has no place in Call of Duty and gaming as a whole. You should have a ranked playlist so that people who want to sweat it out and do that sort of stuff can have their ranked playlist, and then you should have your core playlist, which can still have skill-based matchmaking to a degree in terms of like team skill-based matchmaking, but prioritizing network connection over skill is a must, especially when playing a multiplayer shooter, which is mind-boggling to believe that in Modern Warfare 2019 it definitely is not connection over skill. The other thing I want to touch on here in terms of negatives is the maps. The 3 maps we got: Satellite, Miami, and Moscow. Out of the 3 maps, my favorite has to be Moscow, mainly just because of how it's structured and how the map plays overall. Miami is better than Satellite. Miami, in my opinion at least, I see a lot of people hating on Miami. I think the reason I like Miami is just because of the color. And I know that's weird because of it's a nighttime map, but like compared to what we've got in Modern Warfare 2019, like looking at Miami and even, well, to be honest, looking at any of the maps we got here in the alpha is just such a breath of fresh air because they look so much better than Modern Warfare 2019. I think just structurally and I guess how they play, it's not the best thing in the world. I think the maps are the weakest thing, like in terms of content, the weakest piece of content in the entire alpha, because even Moscow was not a fantastic map. And obviously this is only 3 out of however many maps they're going to ship with the game. But I think that, for example, Miami, my problem with Miami is in game modes like Domination, where snipers just run rule. And that's not only just because snipers got a buff here in the alpha, that's because of the amount of sort of watch points, I guess, like overlooking points and windows and that sort of stuff, and different vantage points, different head glitching spots and all that sort of thing that snipers can take advantage of in Miami, and it makes it not as much of a fun experience, especially in kill based game modes. So for example, I think for all 3 of the maps, Moscow, Miami, and Satellite, kill based game modes just don't necessarily work on them. So your team deathmatches and your kill confirms. Hardpoint and Domination's fine. I find that those 2 game modes are fine on any of the 3 maps, but it's just on those kill based game modes is where those maps seem to struggle in terms of flow and in terms of consistency and all that sort of stuff. It just doesn't necessarily work. You find that in a lot of Satellite kill confirm games, for example, the game will just go to the time limit, mainly because of 1, people aren't playing the objective, and 2, the map's just really fucking big, so traversing the map and trying to get kills and trying to pick up tags and all that sort of stuff is just really, really long. So I don't think the maps that we got here for the alpha fit death / kill based game modes. Like objective game modes are fine, and I think that Miami in particular would be a really, really good competitive / search and destroy map. Domination, questionable, but it's definitely not a good kill based game mode map. So maps here are the sort of weakest point, and I hope it improves for not only the final game but the beta as well. Maybe in the beta we could be seeing the same maps, or we could be seeing 1 extra map from what we got in the alpha. We just got to sort of wait and see, but the maps are definitely a low point here. In terms of positives, I kind of want to talk positive now. In terms of positives, I really like the creator class, and I really like the gunsmith here. I like how the gunsmith doesn't sort of punish you too much from choosing a specific attachment over another. And I know that some people will argue that that's the whole point of the gunsmith, but I like that how Treyarch sort of structured the attachments and the sort of nerfs and buffs that each attachment brings. It doesn't necessarily, like, you can, if you're smart about it and you know what you're doing and you know what you're talking about, you can really configure a weapon in a way that makes it absolutely shred and sort of be so much better than what the original base gun was going to be. Whereas if you just chucked on whatever attachment, it'd actually be lower in some departments than others. And I think that the way that Treyarch did it and the way that Treyarch sort of manipulated the gunsmith system as a whole really works with Black Ops Cold War, and I really like what I'm seeing so far here in the alpha. I don't know, man. I would like to see a little bit more in terms of statistics overall with the attachments. I think that the way that Modern Warfare 2019 did it, by showing you the weapon, by showing you the attachments changing and that sort of stuff, and how the weapon sort of changes based on what attachments you use, I think that the Modern Warfare 2019 system overall had a better, clearer understanding of how it happens, but then that's something that can be improved in the beta and the full game as well. So hopefully, like Gunsmith, I really like, and Creator class overall with the wild cards as well. I really like the way that they did that whole system, but there are improvements to be made. Time to kill is something that I'm very pleased about here in Black Ops Cold War. I'm happy that it's definitely slower than Modern Warfare 2019, but it's not as slow as your traditional Treyarch games. I see a lot of people complaining about time to kill and how it's too slow. Like, that's just kind of how it is. I think people are just used to the Modern Warfare 2019 time to kill, and that time to kill is absolutely ridiculously fast. So with this being a slower time to kill, it really creates an emphasis on gun skill and aiming and actually using your weapon rather than doing just random 180 spin a move, hip fire, trick shots, like whatever, with a fully automatic weapon. Like, it eliminates that whole sort of thing. Whereas if you have proper gun skill and you can actually aim your weapon right, you will win most of your gunfights here on this game, and I really like that. I also want to finally touch on score streaks and my opinions on score streaks as well. I really don't mind the system whatsoever. I think that it not only helps lower skilled players feel confident in what they're doing because it rewards them with score streaks because they don't reset. It also rewards players who are better, like higher skilled players, because if they can go on streaks and you can really get streaking, then you can really sort of build up your kill streaks very nicely. And I find that with the cooldowns as well, and the idea that even coupled with the idea that score streaks don't reset upon death, dying is still a punishment, and dying still creates that sort of like, ah shit, fuck me kind of moments, because you've lost your streak, you've lost your kill multiplier, and you won't get your war machine or your chopper gunner faster. Some people are saying it's too easy, and I can definitely see that. The thing is, I guess my counter argument to that is that if you do get your chopper gunner very early, you do have a cooldown between when you can get your next chopper gunner, or even when you can start building towards your next chopper gunner. So with the cooldown and with the score streak system being the way that it is, I'm very happy with it. The only thing that I would change is potentially giving more score for playing the objective, because right now at the moment no one plays the objective. I'm gonna make another video about it, talking about like time limit games in Black Ops Cold War and the negative effects that Modern Warfare 2019 has had on the Call of Duty community in regards to that. But creating more incentive for people to capture tags and capture flags and all that sort of stuff by increasing the amount of score you get would be very nice to have. I think that's all I have for today. As I said, as final thoughts, I'm very much enjoying my time, or enjoyed my time, on the Black Ops Cold War Alpha, and I'm very excited for the beta, and I'm very excited for the final release of the game as well. It's the most fun I've had on a Call of Duty multiplayer for quite some time. I just hope that Warzone as well as that can be a fantastic game mode here in Black Ops Cold War, and we could really be looking at one of the most complete Call of Duty packages: campaign, multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone. That could be absolutely incredible. But yeah, as I said, I'm having a lot of fun, so I hope that good vibes continue through the beta and throughout to the final release of the game. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, comment down below. Well, have you played the Black Ops Cold War Alpha? And if you have, let me know your final thoughts and opinions on it as we lead up to the release of the game and the release of the open beta as well. Click subscribe if you're new here so you don't miss out on my next video. We're very close to hitting that 700 subscriber milestone, and then that will bring us closer to reaching the 1,000 subscriber goal that I have set for myself by the end of the year. So any support would be greatly appreciated. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.